From Divine Brother of the Light Alexander Quinn Starseed. Arcturian Message. Energy Update. Incoming Energy. Approximately 10 days ago, Lightworkers on your planet experienced a very strong energy, experienced in the form of something undiagnosable. That is to say, the energy we spoke of some months ago that increasingly your science will not be able to define. That led to an integration that occurred especially regarding the physical body. For some on Earth it felt as extreme, for some as if they were dying a physical death. As of today you are now expecting another uptick of energy, perhaps not quite as strong, but it is about to arrive and be with you for this week, by which time the body might not feel recalibrated until you're weeks ahead. The experience of these energies is different for Lightworkers. But it need not be frightening, beloved family, as your body structure changes at the quantum level. It is also releasing any existing anchors the ego has, be it in any part of your reality, including your fear or trauma. The ego is the inner survival mechanism. It builds identity and safety by organizing life around I am. I feel safe in the physical body that is familiar. My world makes sense. When the earth body begins to change rapidly, whether through awakening, trauma release, or subconscious healing, those familiar reference points fade. The ego can feel destabilized as if it were under threat. It's why it sometimes wants to auto-default to I'm being attacked, which is the first step of rejecting that which the energy is purging. However, it is also the ego's naive approach in understanding the non-physical and its encroaching presence on the ego's physical world as it becomes increasingly present in a way that can feel uninvited. This is the old consciousness losing its reference points, which is especially strange when these waves of energy come because the ego uses the body's known sensations and patterns as known anchors. When those shift quickly, the ego can feel lost, which we know is unsettling. And so what the mind in these waves of energies often wants to entertain is to resume by force a sense of linearity again, through labeling and analyzing. Am I sick? Am I unsafe? With rapid upgrades outpacing its ability to categorize this, can create sometimes even fear and confusion, which is a pre-programmed binary survival instinct, because the perceived change can often equal the illusion of danger. What I know keeps me alive. What I don't know might kill me. The ego isn't your true self, starseeds and lightworkers. It's a mask acting like an interface, keeping your physical template anchored. However, the mind doesn't always reconsider that in itself. It actually believes it is you totally beyond the expansion of the energy body, and your connection that is source inside. So when transformations like 10 days ago and like this week in a lesser way sweep through the body-mind system, the ego often can't separate from the idea that the body is evolving and then going to, am I being annihilated? For the ego, loss of control feels like death itself. That is why panic arises, even if the change is ultimately healing sometimes. And so if you can process the illusion of attack during this time and see beyond the limitations of the failing ego, the following week will be one of healing, as you continue to finish emotional cycles, this and next, that began earlier in the year. The energy of reflection is still upon you all, and reworking how you engage with information now. In this last quarter, there will continue subconscious flooding. This is why some of you are returning back to your childhood experiences at present, as the consciousness prepares to release more inner child wounding, among other things. Be prepared this week for more upgrades in the energy, but this time knowing that you are not under attack or the illusion of any kind of threat. Know that you are loved and have help from the other side, and that the physical body is programmed to receive these upgrades with grace. You are safe. Iawat Ansha, Arcturian Light Command, from Alexander Quinn.